Good morning, students. Today's topic is the continuation of chapter number 3, Poverty as a Challenge from Economics. And today I will discuss with you three topics. Number one is vulnerable group, and I will explain a story of Sivaraman, that what type of problem he faced. And topic number 2 is interstate disparities, and topic number 3 is global poverty scenario. So students, topic number 1 is vulnerable groups, and in India most vulnerable to poverty are scheduled caste and scheduled tribe household. And among the economic groups, the most vulnerable groups are the rural agriculture laborer households and the urban casual labor households. And students, according to the data given by our government, the proportion of people below poverty line is also not same for all social groups and economic categories in India. All right. And graph number 3.1 shows poverty in India 2000 on the basis of most vulnerable groups of India. And if you will take the help of that graph to understand the proportion of poverty ratio related to the most vulnerable groups, so you can see that the average for people below poverty line for all groups in India is 26 to 51 out of 100 people belonging to scheduled tribes are not able to complete their basic needs and requirement even for a single day. And as well as 50% of casual workers in urban areas are below poverty line, and near about 50% of landless agriculture workers and 43% of scheduled caste are also poor. And students, they are facing double disadvantage of being a landless casual wage labor household socially. And all the vulnerable groups who are scheduled tribes, urban casual laborers, rural agriculture laborers, scheduled caste, all are landless and facing a lot of problem for survival. Okay? And they are facing a serious problem. And students, whatever recent studies of India shows that except for the scheduled tribe household and all the other three groups, and these are scheduled caste, rural agriculture laborers and the urban casual laborer household, have seen a decline in poverty ratio in the 1990s. It means due to the effort of government and many programs and many basic facilities provided by the government, especially for these vulnerable groups, like government schools, government dispensaries, and sanitation and fresh drinking water, etc., etc. So poverty ratio is declined. in the 1990s related to these three vulnerable groups which I told you above explanation. Understood? And students, these groups are facing a lot of problem related to their livelihood, and they are also facing social problem because they are facing discrimination and inequality on the basis of their caste, religion, and also they are facing a lot of problem due to the big inequality between the rich and poor. All right. And in poor families, everyone knows very well that women and aged people and infants or small children not take care by their family members. That's why they are facing a lot of problem. And if we will discuss all the points related to the vulnerability, so we can say that in all the vulnerable groups and the poors who are belonging to that group, in all, especially girl child and old age people facing a lot of problem and negligence from their family members. That's why they are, it means girl child and old age people are the example of poorest of the poor. All right, understood? Now I am going to explain story of Sivaraman, in which we will understand that what type of conditions faced by these groups of the people in everyday life. Okay. So students, the family of Sivaraman, a rural landless laborer, has been cited as an example of such a family or an example of vulnerable groups. And there are 8 members in the family, and both he and the wife work. His children do not attend school due to poverty, as you know. Only his son gets milk sometimes, and they find difficulty in managing even 2 meals in a day. Understood? And the story shows the suffering of Sivaraman, who works as an agricultural laborer, that only for just 5 to 6 months in a year he is getting work in agriculture field, and rest of the month he is unemployed. And the suffering and inequality within the family for women and children are even more. For example, girls are not sent to school and not even given milk to drink, while the youngest child, who is a son, gets milk to drink sometime, and his parents also plan for his education. So now, on the basis of above story, you can understand that female or girl child is a poorest of the poor. Okay? And Sivaraman's old and widowed mother, suffering from very serious type of illness, and Sivaraman has no money. That's why he is unable to take care of her. And also, and Shashikala, who is a sister of Sivaraman, and Sivaraman's wife finds her a burden, and due to the insufficiency in all over the field like money and everything, Sivaraman can't find a suitable groom for his sister. So students, now you can understand that how these vulnerable groups facing a lot of problem. All right. After that, your next topic is interstate disparity. So students, on the basis of that topic, we will study and discuss that the proportion of poor and vulnerable group is also not same in every states of India. Okay. So students, the proportion of poor people is not the same in every state, as I told you. And recent estimates show that in 20 states and union territories, the poverty ratio is less than the national average. Okay? And in India, HCR or head count ratio was 21.9% in 2011-12. And states like Madhya Pradesh, Assam, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and Odisha had all India poverty level. It means poverty is, and student, HCR means the head count ratio is the proportion of a population that exists or lives below the poverty line, and the poverty head count ratio at national poverty line. Okay, it means in these states of India the ratio of poverty is 21.9% according to 2011 and 12 data. And Bihar and Odisha continue to be the two poorest states with poverty ratio of 33.7% to 37.6% respectively. And students, I know that some children have a new book and some children have a old book, and data is also differ from one book to another book. So students, be careful during the time of explanation or writing. Whatever you want to explain and write, please write according to the year. And data which I explain in front of you, that is all related to the 2011 and 12. All right. And now you can understand 2011 and 12 is now more better than the last years of India, because due to the effort of government and government policies, now poverty ratio is started decline slowly. Okay. So students, along with rural poverty, urban poverty is also high in Odisha and Madhya Pradesh, Bihar and Uttar Pradesh, and in states like Kerala, Jammu and Kashmir, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, West Bengal, there is a significant decline in poverty ratio noted by the government. And the state successful in reducing poverty have adopted different methods for doing so. For example, Punjab and Haryana had high agricultural growth rates due to the effect of the Green Revolution. And Kerala has developed its human resources by investing more in education. Okay? And West Bengal has reduced poverty by implementing land reformation. And public distribution of food grains at subsidized price in Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu has helped in the reduction of poverty. And after that, Jammu and Kashmir have generated wide-ranging economic activities all across the state and converted potential in various sectors into employment opportunities. Okay? All right. After that, your last topic is global poverty scenario. So students, on the basis of global poverty scenario or on the basis of word-based poverty scenario, although extreme economic poverty has reduced in the world from 43% in 1990 to 22% in 2008 according to the World Bank data. But still, there are vast regional differences which I am going to discuss with you now. We can see very clearly related to all over the world. So students, the proportion of people living under poverty in different countries is defined by the International Poverty Line. It means population who is earning or living below $1 in a day. Okay? And in Southeast Asia and China, there is a decline in poverty due to rapid economic growth and massive investment in human resource development. And in Latin America and the Caribbean regions of the world, the poverty ratio has not changed significantly since 1981. Okay? And after that, in sub-Saharan Africa, poverty has increased since 1981 due to the continuous drought and other reasons. But students, overall, on the basis of above data, poverty is declined from 51% to 47% from 1981 to 2008. And economic growth, it is a term which defines an increase in rural or all over the output of a country. So students, whatever overall development goals of the United Nations, check out according to the year 2000, it is reducing. And the proportion of people living on less than $1 a day to decline near about its half ratio whatever earlier noted by the United Nations from 1990 to 2015. Understood? So students, if simple way you can understand that poverty ratio is started to decline in all over the world step by step, but some countries of the world also suffering from the poverty due to the some reasons whatever faced by the people related to the climatic condition or economic condition. But anyhow, if we will see overall data related to the reduction of poverty scenario, then we can say from the 1980s to till now, anyhow poverty is decline. Understood? It means if somewhere poverty is increasing, but in that country also poverty ratio is decline. So on the basis of global poverty scenario, poverty is started to decline step by step, slowly from earlier to till now. And now people living in better condition in the compare of last years. All right, understood? So students, for today's that's all, and in my next explanation I will discuss with you causes of poverty and also anti-poverty measures and the challenges ahead. All right, thank you and have a nice day.